Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are going to have an interview about the differences between Thailand and China in terms of culture. I'm Waranitha Tritiptikun, and this is Mr. Shin Kaidong. So please introduce yourself a little bit, Mr. Shin Kaidong.
So my name is Shin Kaidong. I'm from China, and I've been living in Thailand for almost 12 years now. And I love Thailand. Thailand is very enjoyable environment to live in.
So since you have been living here in Thailand for a long time, do you have a difficult time communicating with Thai people? If yes, how?
Yes, of course. There's two different cultures makes some difficulty when communicating. First, when I first came to Thailand, I don't speak Thai at all, and which is very difficult because communication involves language. So that was the first part I feel difficulty to communicate with Thai people. The second part, after I started learning Thai language, and Thai people are not really direct when they want to say something. Because I was studying international school since young, so I'm more like Western education style. So I like to say something if I feel it's not right or it can do better. But when I start with some Thai friends, sometimes they don't really say it directly. They will go through like the softer way to make you feel more comfortable. But the thing is, sometimes I don't really get the idea at first. So when communicating when it comes to group work and when communicating with other group members, it have some difficulty to communicate.
So since you're saying that Thai people are not direct in terms of communicating, so that means you feel that being direct is not rude. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I feel.
How do you feel about people being direct?
Well, if the thing is let's for example group work which happens really often in university level, and if there's something we're professional now, and there's some work we need to do better. We need to give a professional presentation, and if there's something like I feel all right, but it's actually not. When my group member doesn't tell me directly, I don't know, because I feel really confident about my style. But when they tell me directly, I might face a problem directly as well. And if they don't tell me directly, maybe I still feel they might feel something. Maybe it's not perfect for them, but it's perfect for me. In that way, it might cause some problem in the result of our group presentation.
So let's get into more details about your culture. Do male and female use the same communication styles, and how? Is it different?
Well, based on my culture, I'm living in Thailand for long, so I'm not really remember like very detailed. But what I remember is not that true according to what like stereotype of people think about Chinese culture. For example, in my house, my parents are basically the same. Like there's no because father is male and female. There's levels. Not true. Cause like the way they communicate is just like same level, and there's no like racism and at all. And when my mom says something, father not always listen, but it's correct. My father will listen as well. And the same thing to my father to my mother. When my father says something to my mom, if it's true and it's better, and then my mother will do the way as my father told her as well. So there's not much difference in communication as Chinese culture, I believe.
Do you think Thailand and China are similar in terms of culture and society?
Well, China and Thailand are pretty much similar in the bigger picture because we're all from Asia, and as Asians, we tend to be more collectivism as in terms of like relationship. However, but I don't think China and Thailand are very much similar because, first of all, Thai people are very friendly. They are very easygoing. They don't tend to compete with each other very much. But however, in China, China is like the #1 population country in the world. So people tend to compete with each other for better future. I mean, like in terms of working, in terms of like better salary. So Chinese people are more aggressive than Thai people. And then in the society, being honest, I'm Chinese, but I don't like Chinese society at all. Chinese are very rude, I can say, because okay, China is big. There's many people, but the economy of country is not that strong. It's strong in terms of the whole country, but comes to individual, not many people can afford education at all. So most people from the countryside, they are very low educated. Not being racist, but they are being, when they come to, let's say, bigger city, they are just bring their culture with them. And then the image is really bad for me. And for example, when you line up for something, right, you're buying food or whatever, and some Chinese people, they just cut into your line. It's like, I just don't get it, okay? I just don't get it sometimes, you know.
So you think this is a difference between the culture of Thailand and China?
The culture, as I said, people are in China more aggressive, but the society in terms is Chinese are more, you know, doesn't follow the rules, and which I really doesn't like it at all. That's why I stay in Thailand.
And Thai people are more like
gentle, friendly, very nice to foreigners. And then, like, for example, last time when I doesn't go, I want to go someplace, but I doesn't know the way. And then I was asking, like, okay, how do I go? They were like, then actually lead me to the place, a destination I want to go. But once I was in China, I went to a new city, and then asking the police, and they were just saying, just go that way, just go. They doesn't willing to help at all, you know. They're more like care about their own goods more, yeah.
So let's move on to the point of conflict. Talking about your culture, in an argument between an elderly person and a child, do they have equal chances of winning the argument, considering both arguments are valid?
But child, you mean like youngsters, like us?
Yes, like us.
Oh, okay. Well, I think pretty much Asian culture are pretty much the same, you know. And when the elderly say something, you should just follow. But if they're wrong, you shouldn't just say they're wrong, because it's this, you know, Asian thing called face, you know. They don't lose their face. And
it's about respect.
Yeah, it's all about respect. And then people, like older people, they have more, like, you know, they want you to respect them more. So if you are saying like they're wrong, okay, maybe like individually might be okay in your family, but in a public, never gonna happen like that. And if there's argument between youngster and the elders, I don't think we have the same, you know, balance of both, because elder always want to win because they're always thinking we have more experience. But youngster actually, because you know the world is changing, youngster actually sometimes they know more than the elders, and but depends on the culture. It's nice or not nice to say. It depends on the culture. So I don't think in Chinese culture, I don't think there's an equal chance for both to when there's argument happens. I think the elder have a more advantage.
Coming up to the last question, do you think an individual from one culture can be influenced by another culture without visiting that particular region?
So for me, I don't think if one individual doesn't really visit to the other region or other country in order to get influenced by them, because you know it's like we live in a certain environment, we are tend to influenced by the environment. If, for example, if I live in China and then adapt Thai culture, which I don't think is possible at all. And moreover, I think, okay, I live in Thailand for a long time, right? And at first, even though I'm in Thailand, I'm still like Chinese thinking, you know, and I still more Chinese than Thai at the beginning. And now I live for almost like half of my life. I'm 20 years old, and now it's like 12 years in Thailand. It's really difficult. I will say it's impossible for somebody to get influenced by another culture when they're in a different culture.
So thank you for joining our interview today. We really appreciate that, and thank you for your useful information. We hope you enjoy the time in MUIC.
Thank you very much.